niggas and I know they hate it. Struggling that life, looking aggravated. Got straight to the money, no procrastinating. Buying anything I want, life's a vacation. You can tell by my walk, I'm activated. You can hear the way I talk, I'm activated. All day.
Tell by the walk, yeah, I'm activated.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna drop that on Friday. I'm gonna drop that on Friday, Ricco.
That shit is fire.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop that on Friday. That's what I think I'm gonna do.
I want that to be like, I don't know, just my theme song, just walking through life. Like,
yeah, because we activated. You know what I'm saying? We stay activated all the time.
And I'm activated.
You know we're on air, right?
We actually are on air, Trill.
Oh, yeah,
and this is what makes the show so good. It's well. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody.
Welcome everybody to Across the Way, US to the UK. You got your man Ricco and your boy, the commissioner, Trill Dollar Bill, man. It's great to be here, man. And we activated. You hear what he said? We activated. And it's time to go. This is gonna be one of them shows, man. I'm trying to tell you. And we got a special guest. We got 2 special guests. We ain't gonna let the cat out the bag just yet. But yeah, we got some special guests, and this show's gonna be rocking. Before we get started, Ricco, you want to mention something? You want to shout out our sponsors and shout out the whole gang at iHub Boxing?
Of course. Thank you so much, my illustrious co-host, Mr. Trill Dollar Bill, the commissioner. New music out Friday, obviously. Guys, thank you, one and all, to another episode. I can't believe what episode are we on now? 7? Jesus. To Across the Way from the US to the UK with Trill and I. First of all, I'd like to shout out our sponsors, D-Rock Clothing. Please, guys, go check that out. You get 40% off your total purchase using iBoxingHub 24 promo code. Worn by the likes of Joseph Parker, Jams. You can just check Jams over there. Our co-hosts, Abbas, Ray, Neutral, everybody. Trey, BNG. There's a lot of us now. It's exhausting. You know what I mean? But anyway, we're gonna get into the show. This is part 2 of is it
Jams
versus US.
Shout out to my man Jams Boxing. He's tuned in. That's my guy.
Pick up Jabs Boxing, always supported, man. We love Jabs Boxing over here at the channel. Please, guys, go check him out on his YouTube. Loads of content, interviews, all that type of stuff. He is co-hosting with Neutral on Neutral's Hard Talk. So please, guys, plenty of content. Well, I say plenty of content, plenty of boxing this weekend. Past Trill, obviously, we had Tank v Martin. Incredible victory from Tank. We've had Gavovatskanich versus the American Monster, Benavidez. We had 100% Australian hero Paro versus Matias. Sensational victory. Sensational. Trill, obviously, like Moses, I would like you to lead us to the land of milk and honey with the first topic of the evening, sir.
Oh, the review before we get into the juicy stuff. All right.
Yeah. No, you choose the pace. You choose the pace. I'm here. I'm live.
You know what I'm gonna do?
I'm activated. I'm activated.
I'm gonna do a Tank. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take some time to fill it out. You know what I'm saying? And then once I get going, you know what I mean? I'm gonna knock it out.
No rehydration clause. We're all good.
I'm gonna knock it out the pop. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna start with the review. The review, which fight you want to start with first? You want to start with lackluster Benavidez?
Whatever. Oh, the American Monster. Huh? Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not?
The American Monster, the El Salvador Monster, whatever monster he wants to be, the monster. You know what I'm saying? The monster. The Monsters Inc. That's where he was Saturday. All this big talk and all this tough talk, talking about what you was gonna do to Saul. You look like you don't need to be ever talking about Saul again. You need to go back to the drawing board and stay in your place. That looked ridiculous. But yeah, it was good while it lasted. I thought it was dope. You know, it was a good 12-round fight that was exhausting. You know, you know what it is? If no, for real. It's like one of those things. Like, and it's we're guilty of it too, Ricco. We're guilty of it too. We talk so much crap, right? So when something happens, like yeah, we talk so much crap. So when something happens or something bad, like people will be right. Like, same with David Benavidez. He was talking all that crap, how he wanted, and then he got up there, had a chance to show case what he can do, and it was horrible. It looked like he left his power. Like I tweeted out, it seemed like he left his power at 168 and his gas tank at 168 as well. You know, it's like he seemed like, I don't know. Wasn't it?
Well, I mean, for me,
was it Canelo worthy?
His output. I was impressed by Benavidez actually because Govotkanic, sorry, I always butcher his name. I knew that he was just no joke. You know, I said it and we spoke about it on obviously last week's show and every single other show that I've been on. That he was in incredible shape. That shape that man was in.
Listen,
the thing is, Trill, Benavidez won that purely on output from the combinations that he was given. I feel like his opponent simply just came forward.
Old man. Because a ring-rusted old man couldn't pull the trigger. If that old man in that shape could have pulled the trigger, I feel sorry for David Benavidez. People try to say,
if he was 2 or 3 years younger, that would have been a bit of activity. Oh my God!
Listen, did you see? Even the guy didn't even look like he. And did you see David Benavidez's face?
Didn't get out of second gear, Govotkanic. He didn't get out of second gear. And because I was saying in the watch along, I was like, mate,
that boy's face up. Did you see David Benavidez's face?
But he was landing the jab at will, coming into range at will. Benavidez was just like 3-punch combination. He'll go to the body, go to the top, and then it was just
a right hand. And if the old man didn't have that rust on him and hot right on him, he would have got the knockdown. He hit him with a right hand in the fourth round, I believe it was. Go check it out. He hit him with a flush right hand. Boom. Then stop. The old man was like, "Oh, is he playing possum?" David Benavidez is supposed to be the monster. He looked like he's seen the monster. You know what I'm saying? A monster. Matter of fact, he looked like a monster after the homie got done with him. You know what I'm saying? That's not
Frankenstein.
Listen, that was bad, and that was a showcase. That was a cherry pick. That was a cherry. We all know that was a cherry, and he looked horrible. That cherry gave him a upset stomach. You don't.
I don't know. It's different.
You know how long he been out of boxing and not boxing, and then you pick him. It's the same thing.
Absolutely.
Wilder tried to do. That's the PBC recipe. You know what I'm saying? I'm being honest. You see, I'm honest across the board. I'm always honest across the board, no matter if I like somebody or not. I'm going to tell the truth.
Absolutely.
You know I rocked with Tank, but I've always said Tank is the undisputed secondary champion.
Secondary.
But I love Tank. You know what I'm saying? He brings excitement. But as far as accomplishments and the medals, he lacks those. But boy, does that boy pack a punch. Youngin pack a punch. And that's an equalizer to any of these other boys' skills. So I guess we're going to move on to that fight because we just talked about that Benavidez crap.
Risk it, take that triple, bang that instant. Either way, gotta rob this England. Bro, whip light in a bando kitchen. Cleaning up, this is 10 in this van clean. Still move, I told man drop and rob this England. Alive or dead, family I forget fed. Got bills and BM stress. Ride around in the...
Okay, wait, production. That just premature, not there.
That was. Ooh.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. It was really good. what I wanted to ask you about Benavidez, he said after the fight at the press conference, yeah, I could probably make both weight, but I think I'm going to go back to 168. I want to win a title. This interim title is nice, but yeah, I feel like I can really, bro, you have been unifying interim titles your whole life, bro. What? And do you know what it is? Why I can't feel sorry for Benavidez. Firstly, he lost his title on the scales due to being an unprofessional. I have huge issues with people like that. True, you know me. I've stayed consistent with everybody, even people I like. So it's for me. He wants to go.
This address the elephant in the room. That's not the only. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Listen. Let's address the elephant in the room. He had other issues too. You know what I'm saying?
He liked the party. He liked the party. Okay. We've all been there. Ben, I won't judge you, bro. I won't judge. Kaden!
Yeah.
My bros, what's going on?
You already know. Live and direct. We got Kaden.
I'm glad I can make it.
It's crazy for me. Right. This is absolutely so crazy, man. And first of all, you know, big up Kaden. Welcome to the show. Crazy I'm actually saying that, but I would just like to say, you know, a really big RIP to G, man. I really wish G could have seen this, you know, and not to kind of bring everything down and make everything sad, because this is a beautiful thing that's happening.
When you bring up G,
I just want to give a shout out to that brother, man, because
yeah, when you bring up G, I just think of G, how G would have reacted first to Ryan, me and Devin, then it being because of Osterine. I know G would have jumped all over that and been talking about how
he would have been Victor Conte on the Osterine. He would have just been there.
Are we going to get to you in Victor Conte a little later, Rico?
Bro, we can talk about it, bro. We can.
Get to that. But we was wrapping up the David Benavidez, Benavidez discussion about his performance. If you want to chime in real quick, you know what I'm saying?
Kaden, what do you think of the American Monsters performance against Gelko Vadnaktovich? He was born not beyond the wall, inside it. That man is American. Okay, well, why people go, oh, Ricco, you don't call him a Mexican? He's not Mexican. Why? He even said Ecuadorian.
People done said he was Chinese monster.
He's like the Soldier Boy.
Listen, he's not Mexican.
Soldier Boy is from Bompton, everywhere. That's Benavidez.
Listen, Benavidez is not Mexican because he was born in Mexico. He's Mexican because Mexico was born in him. Okay, so that's why he's a Mexican. That's why they call him the Mexican monster. He also is half Ecuadorian, but they don't talk about
who invented that? Who invented that nonsense that you just spoke to me just then?
That's actually a quote. It's actually about African. It's a quote from someone saying, like, I'm not African because I was born in Africa. I'm African because Africa was born in me. So I just flipped it for David Benavidez.
Bro, don't give that man an inspirational quote. What?
Listen, there's so many things though. He's born in America. He's half Ecuadorian and Mexican, but they title him the Mexican monster. So
the Mexican you couldn't even make it up if you tried, bro. Like, anyway.
On him. He's food. He's food, bro. Like, I think a lot of people were hyped on David Benavidez, but you saw what he did with a 37-year-old former champion who was stopped by Better BF. He couldn't stop him, right? He couldn't stop Caleb Plant after Canelo stopped him. So, like, where is this monster stuff coming from? He is a monster. He needs to go to Monsters, Inc. University to learn how to scare. Anyways,
wait, Hayden, playing devil's advocate here, he did stop the unstoppable Demetrius Andrade. Now, Hayden, why are you laughing, Hayden?
Even if you want to give him credit for that, Demetrius Andrade moved up in weight, right? And in his fight prior to fighting David Benavidez, he got dropped by a dude who wasn't even like that. A dude who, I don't even know. I think his name was like Nichols or something. You don't even know his name, do you?
That's not the point. That's not the point that I'm making. The point that I'm
my point. So people show signs of decline. So Demetrius Andrade was a good fighter years ago, also moving up in weight. So he stopped him. Great. He stopped him. But he hasn't stopped anyone of note who's naturally 168 pounds and above, who was former champion or impressive. That's just the real deal.
Well, the streets are saying that he's gonna he wants to fight Caleb Plant. So
Again? Oh, Demetrius Andrade? Oh. Andre, yeah. Why not? He said he just said he finally feels strong at the weight, like he can finally, acclimate at the weight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he wasn't 100% the last time against the American Ecuadorian monster.
Ecuadorian.
Someone spiked his water. There might, I don't know. We don't know these things, gentlemen.
Did you show the soundbite? Did you show the soundbite of what he was saying before the fight? Like, oh, I'm just going to take over 175. And then after the fight, he was like, oh, I'm going to move back to 168.
I'm going to go back down. This is what I was saying to Trill Caden. He said, what? This interim title is nice, but I want to go down and win world titles. You've been unifying interim titles your whole life, bro. Okay? Ever since you lost the real one. So... I mean, I don't know, lads. No, big up Trey.
Trey in the building.
We have two amazing guests, guys. Honestly, Trill and I are spoiled right now. But we're gonna go on to the next topic. I think, Trill, again, like Moses, lead us to the land of milk and honey, bro. Which topic would you?
With Frank's. Let me be nice to Frank. Little buddy already had it bad. You know what I'm saying? Little buddy already had it bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he got the ice on his face right now.
So disrespectful.
I know he's sitting there playing it back in his head like, only if I know that, there's people are horrible, right? I know there's somebody in his team right now like, only if you stayed off the ropes, B, you had him. You had him. I'm sure. I know you would have got him, B. You know what I'm saying?
You were winning before the knockout, King. You were winning before the knockout, straight up. Oh, mate. Okay. Bro, can we be nice to Frankinitis, man?
Nice
Come on,
buddy, man. That was good.
Trey. There's just no need for that, is there? There's just none whatsoever.
Yeah, I can have some fun. You know what's funny to me though? Mm-hmm. That when I went on Twitter, Frank had his little fan base. He had his little fan club.
I was one of them. I am one of them.
Really thought Frank had a chance to win, man.
I did. I'm not shy. I'm not shy. What?
This old
Frank wasn't scared. Okay, Frank wasn't scared.
Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all.
He's not scared to get knocked out.
I'm gonna tell y'all inside. Just between us.
All right. And the internet,
Ricco
obviously.
Was brown nosing. That's why he picked Frank.
No such thing. No such thing. I have no idea what this man is talking about. I simply supported a fighter.
It's so good.
He was trying to slide in, you old slide devil. You out people.
Bro,
I see you.
I believed in him.
Have a chance. And
this is a fact. This is a fact. I looked up the term, like, when you're searching for stuff on Twitter, I just searched Lil Buddy, and Frank was the number one thing that came up.
Do you know what? I fucking hate Ray Jackson. I blame Ray Jackson for this. Ray Jackson was the one who created guys. He gave it a go. You know what? Maybe this is why I kind of gravitate towards a one Frank Martin. He embodies everything British. It's almost spiritual. Like he was winning before the knockout. He gave it a go. He wasn't scared. I mean, he ticked all the boxes. Unfortunately, not the last one. Trey, you're obviously having a massive orgasm to this. You tell us what do you what do you think of Tank's win?
You know what?
obviously before we get into that, big up to Cade and of course from Boxing Bros. Like, we love what you guys have been doing. Both you guys are pioneers in the game, so it's just great to just get the worlds together and do a tremendous show like this, man. So big up to both of you once again, and big up to Ricco. Ricco, you don't get enough flowers for the tremendous work that you do on your
Oh, mate, no.
I'm gonna give you your flowers before I get into the real business.
That's right. Salute to Ricco.
Salute to you. So, bro, we saw what happened here. Tank.
Let me give you your flowers, bro. Honestly, Ricco. Yeah, so, bro.
The fight, he was walking him down with pressure. He was happy to take them shots. He was like, come, you give me them shots. It's okay. When guys come in with the hands high like this, he's basically saying to Frank, come, give me some body shots. I'm prepared, but I know you ain't got enough power to stop me from coming forward. And in the end, we just saw elite boxing. We saw class, and I don't think Tank gets enough credit for the way he's accurate with them haymakers, because it's good throwing a punch, but being able to land that haymaker is another thing. And Tank, we have to give it to him. He's a guy that can land the haymaker. And then also, Tank produces a show, and I'm just happy that we obviously got the backflip in the end. I've been calling for the backflip all week, and we finally got the backflip, man. So, Caden, man, just wanted to just get your thoughts quickly. Tank, I can't lie. When you think of Tank, I see a tremendous athlete. The fact that he's able to go on the top rope, we grew up on WWE, he's bringing that Rey Mysterio energy, and he's doing a backflip off the top rope. What boxer do you know he's doing that, firstly?
Then Joe Joyce used to do a backflip, right?
There's like 10 of them, bro.
Yeah.
There's Teofimo Lopez.
No,
there's
from the top rope.
Joe Joyce, kind of. There's
Nah. You know what? Just
I
for
don't want to
that.
take away from Tank, but I mean, I've seen people do it off the top rope. That is very impressive. I'm not taking away from him, but you asked what fighters have done a backflip. I've seen them do it.
Nah, it's fair, but I just think that Tank, because he does it off the top rope, it's a little bit something different.
It's a little special.
It's like his signature. Like, yep, make that into a meme.
Hold on. First, before we go on, before bro starts cooking, I wanted to kill that notion that that Ricco put up there, like, oh, Frank's just some warrior who took the tough test. No, he
what do you mean? What?
He went for the most money. He was like, if I'm gonna lose to Shakur or Tank, I'm gonna lose to Tank.
Hang on it. This is a double. This argument has a double-edged sword, because one, yes, it is the most money, but again, you're going to get the most money by fighting the best people.
He said, I'm not gonna sit here and lose in a snooze fest.
You'll do anything to take away what that man tried to accomplish, won't you, Trill? And you call me a brown nose. How can you call me a brown noser where this man is mesmerized by a fucking backflip off the top rope?
Come on. It wasn't just any backflip. It was off the top
Can
rope.
the apology be as loud as the disrespect?
We have to play the video once again. Play the video one more time.
Because it's off the top rope.
I've made that triple bang that instant. Either way, gotta rob this England. Bro, with light in the bando kitchen. Cleaning up, this is 10 in this van clean. Still move. I told man, drop and rob this England. Alive or dead. Family, I forget fed. Got bills and BM stress. Ride around in the
That was, now that I saw that was kind of impressive. That was an Olympic athlete type of impressive, and he stuck the landing.
I'm saying,
just special. Nah, I just think Ricco picked Frank just because he's seen the ladies picking Frank. And, you know what I'm saying? Because they were mad about the allegations against.
That's exactly what it was. Trill, you know what? You got me. That's what I got away with it too.
I got you. Kaden, how did you feel about Hank and Frank's duel? Who we should call it? How did you feel about the fight, my brother?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
You know how I felt about it. I knew that Tank was going to get to Frank and knock him out. If you listen in the corner, Calvin Ford kept saying, just make him work, keep doing what you're doing, force him to fight, because they wanted to make him fight at a pace that he wasn't used to so that he would gas out. And you can see he was slowing down. I told you, Trill, like the 6th round, once Tank was putting it on him and he wasn't returning fire, I was like, oh, it's only a matter of time now. And then he got knocked out.
Yeah, just like that. Now, let's go to your next one, because you know what I'm saying. I called before we went on air. Before it's just me and Trey. We were kicking it. Then Ricco popped there, and we was talking about this next fight. And I called Ricco a racist. And then
you know what? And he does. Do you know what gets me?
What am I walking into?
Do you know what gets me about your brother? He does it so eloquently. It like rolls off the tongue. Ricco, you geographical racist. I'm like, how did you make all of those words just flow? Like,
clever.
Okay.
It makes sense.
Remember, he's the artist. Remember, we forget.
No, it makes sense though. No, this is okay.
Come on, we've got to give him credit for that. The commissioner, got to give him credit for that, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Geographically racist. That is definitely.
No, don't give him credit. Don't give him. No,
you know why I know it's true? Because I've seen Ricco go hard for some nonsense for UK fighters, and I'm like,
yeah, he know it's gonna lose.
Way you know this, Ricco.
Why?
No way.
He know they gonna lose.
Ricco will tell you that Daniel Dubois knocked out Usyk. He'll tell you that.
He did.
He'll tell you that.
So happy that Caden actually mentioned that. So happy.
Yo, he thought.
I don't understand how you can all sleep at night thinking that didn't happen.
Was gonna stop Bam. I almost lost my mind. Then that's when I realized he's just geographically racist.
No, I didn't say he was going to stop him. I said Sonny was going to take him on points. UD Sonny.
Well, I said that Bam was going to stop.
You can check the footage. Sonny has never stopped anybody. I would have been a fool to actually say that shit.
And now,
big up to Sonny. But
and the reason why I said that is because your affection for Mexicans and the Latins.
Huh? Where?
I see, Ricco, it's like you will always go with the other instead of.
I want to build a wall around Mexico right now. I want to build a wall around those people. British fighters have been. We've taken heavy losses in the trenches against El Mexicano. Bro. I don't really want to go into it like that. Yeah, there's Caden, there might be a couple. All right, yes. We're not talking about all of this type of stuff. What was the original thing that we were speaking about here? We were talking about
the Matias.
Oh yeah, let's get to that. I saw Ricco celebrating like there was no tomorrow for Super.
He was acting like Pyro was an Australian. He was acting like. He was
hold up. Let me get in my bag real quick.
Yeah, you have to.
Let me get in my bag real quick. Hold on.
Loving that, right? Come on.
Let's go. Yeah, Ricco, why you celebrating so hard, man? Go ahead. Let me hear this.
You ain't Australian.
I'm sorry, Dr. Umar Caden. Okay, look, this is. I believed in Liam Paro. Because obviously I am a fan of his. Okay, I was very impressed at the way that he vanquished Montana Love.
Oh yes,
right. And Matias, I believed, was just there for the taking. I believe that the output, and I said it on the show as well, and numerous other shows as well. Trey.
Yeah. No, I'll put my hands up.
No, against anybody that's favorite. Go ahead, Ricco. You're consistent.
Whatsoever. Thank you.
He is consistent with his energy. I'll give it to him. He's consistent with it, man. But I'm not gonna lie, Ricco. I'm gonna have to pull you up on this one as well. You back down in supporting Daniel Dubois versus AJ. This is the time that you support your boy.
What?
If that fight happens, you have to.
Are you for real right now?
Well, you have to.
Do you know why? Do you know what? You and Neutral, and this is for both of you. You both listen. Okay, you're both a bunch of assholes. And I'm going to tell you why. Valid reason. You are now backing Dubois, right? Now that he's gone to the Mecca and he's actually got the fight with AJ and the belt and da-da-da-da. When we were struggling, you weren't with us shooting in the gym, bro. Okay? You weren't there for Daniel when they disgraced him in front of 46,000 fans in Wrocław, Poland, and took that young man's victory away. That would have broken anyone. That would have broken me. But he came back. He made Big Baby his child. Okay, came back, pulled out Hergovich again, adopted another child. But we had a good run. We had a great run, man. It was serious, bro. I loved it. It's like that Wesley Snipes meme with the gun and just the tear. It's like watching this fight will be very emotional for me, bro. Like I can't lie.
Hold on. So Trey, you going Daniel Dubois this fight?
Only because he hates AJ. That's simply the reason.
No. The reason why is as a brother, as a friend, since my brother doesn't want to support his original guy, as a good friend, I'm going to support his boyfriend. So I'm just doing the right thing here. I'm doing the honorable thing here. I'm happy to take the stick to support his boy. Just to show him.
Yo, that's a real stand-up, man. Because yo, Ricco, you gave us that wonderful speech just to say you jumping ship. That is crazy.
Yo, hold on. This is the best part. He said Trey wasn't with them shooting in the gym for him to pick AJ at the biggest moment.
That's what
if
I'm
anything,
saying.
Trey's the one shooting.
And I'll tell you why. And I will tell you why. And another valid reason. AJ, right, actually got me into being a hardcore boxing fan. Okay, from the Olympics, I watched him from the Olympics come through. His whole career, I've supported AJ through the wins, the losses, everything. Okay, I'm not gonna lie and be like, oh, like Roy Jones got me into boxing or this or whatever like that. No, AJ did. Honestly, I watch fights, but to actually be seriously invested in this sport like I am, AJ and the Boxing Bros actually. From the very first lives that you, Trill and Caden and G and everybody had. Yeah, man, definitely. That's why this is a very, very special episode for me because I'm here with two of my heroes. So big up to you both. But yeah, back to the AJ thing, bro. Yes. However, I have been supporting Dubois. Dubois my guy. I love the Dubois family. I love Caroline. I love him. His little brother's coming up, absolute talent. Go, he's an up and comer. Check him out. But it was a good run. But I can't. Do you know what I mean? I can't back the side when you've been with the main for like the whole thing, bro. Like that's like, yeah, So.
Finally leaving the D alone.
I am a critic. The glove didn't fit, Caden. The glove didn't fit, Dr. Umar Caden. It didn't fit. Sorry. I'm out here. I'm driving across America. Follow me.
Oh, you coming to America, Ricco, and not telling nobody that you was in America. Yo, y'all didn't know, but we're gonna get to that. Yeah, it was back to the my tears. I really feel like the lights was too big for him. I think the lights was too big for him. I think it was a bad idea to have a fight like this in his hometown when it's supposed to be a showcase fight. And that's what I think. I think, like I mentioned before, I believe it was like Danny Garcia versus Herrera. Even though Danny happened to escape with that victory, and many people thought he should have lost that fight, but he was fortunate to get the judges' love in Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it was bad just because of the family, and he was overwhelmed as soon as they called his name. And Danny Garcia, you look at him, he's about to drop tears out of his eyes. He's about to cry. I'm like, oh, this is not good. You know what I'm saying? He was so emotional, you know what I mean?
He wanted to rap.
And I think that's what happened in this fight too. But no excuses. I think that we already said that this was going to be a tough fight. It was a good test. I would love to see them do it again. If since I know there wasn't no rematch clause, and if homie wants to do it again, you know what I'm saying, I would love to see it again. He fought a good fight. Shout out to Australia. Australia stand up. You know, you can't sleep on Australia. This is one thing about Australia. If you go in there underestimating them, they'll pull it out. They'll pull it out.
That's true. That's not true. That's not true. That's a lot.
How's that not true?
You see what
happened? Tell you why.
Teofimo Lopez.
Oh, let him land.
See what happened with Teofimo Lopez. We see the No Baloney Maloney done got somebody sleeping, and we see what just happened with my man right here. You know what I'm saying? So listen, I stand on what I said, Ricco.
Also, what's his name? Spark beat Montana Love too. Before Trill did, and he's from Australia.
You know what? Fair play.
Ricco?
No, actually, no. You're absolutely right. No, because I mean, genuinely, no one really is into Australian boxing like that. Okay.
Obviously, you are.
What is up with this dude?
I'm just
getting on, bro.
Honestly, okay, so when Trill gives a whole spiritual sermon, I'm biased, whatever. When I say something, Ricco, what are you talking about? No, because the empower. No one except, like you were saying, Trill. No one really expected. You knew Paro was a live opponent. We all did because we know his career. We're actually hardcore boxing fans, and you know we watch the fights. Matias, obviously. I think did he stop 4 opponents, made them quit?
Yeah.
In a row?
So 5 in a row.
5 in a row. I would be feeling myself too, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't even be thinking about Liam Paro like that. Because we just seen obviously, like you said, Kambosos, great against T.O. Lovely. Yeah. That earned him 4 paychecks and 4 beatings, like 4 times in a row. Okay. So incredible stuff. Who else is in Australia? Like I said, there's not many, but the thing is, it is on the rise. You have Sky Nicholson now. Kato, why are you laughing?
Bro, you're crapping on Australia, dog. I don't know why.
I was the only one that backed him. I was
backing him. Right now.
He has. I'm not gonna lie. He has been supporting Paro throughout. Even during the live watch along, he was watching Paro win.
You see the back of my. I was watching Paro.
He was. Now you're stomping all over.
How am I still? I'm literally saying that Paro revived Australian boxing. He has literally because let's be honest, no one is going into the stadium to watch Kambosos. No one's going into a massive arena to watch Sky there unless there's a strong undercard of other Australian fighters or, you know, a marquee act that will bring people in. It's just a fact. I like all of them. I like Sky. Like, you know, I want everybody to do well. But what Paro did to do that to somebody that, like Matias, 5 in a row, made them quit, and did it in his backyard from the first round. Like, I was mesmerized by this fight because he was just so consistent. You know, Matias would fire. He would fire 3 or 4 back. It was fucking beautiful. It was like one of the best I've seen in a long time. It gave me that Spence Porter feeling. You know, when I watched that fight was fucking amazing. So yeah, you know, God bless Australia. God bless Liam Paro, and God bless the sport of boxing.
Yes, and God bless you, Ricco, for your energy as well, and big up to the lads. I wish.
Aiden, I feel like you have something to say, Caden.
Let him land.
Do you want to add?
Feel it. I can feel it, man. Let it land.
First of all, man, there's only one person to blame for what we saw, and it's Eddie Dum Hearn.
Yes.
Okay, Eddie Hearn is the biggest moron in boxing. All the other promoters take advantage of Eddie Hearn. Don't believe me? Look at 5v5. Frank spanked him like he was his child. Like, spanked him. And Eddie Hearn gets all of his best fighters beat. Don't believe me? Look it up. Go back from AJ substituting with Andy Ruiz, which was a dumb pick, on short notice. And again, he doesn't account for the pressure of where the person is fighting. He just thinks because, I think this fighter's good. Anthony Joshua was making his debut in the United States of America, Madison Square Garden, sold out, they said, in like a ridiculous amount of time. You need AJ to win that fight. Now, this is where people don't understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying cherry pick. I'm not saying don't make the biggest fights for Anthony Joshua. I'm saying moments matter. That was a moment in boxing where we needed AJ to knock somebody out on a showcase on American soil to show what he got to improve his star status to the American fans. And what does Eddie do? Hit him the worst possible opponent he can get. And here's why. Andy got hands, man, but he looks like he spends all his days in the pub. The absolutely worst guy for Anthony Joshua to lose to. Remember, when Tyson beat Buster Douglas, I think it was 40-1 were the odds. When AJ fought Ruiz, it was 20-1. That's how big AJ was in the sport of boxing. And then we see him get knocked down like 3 times and the referee stop it in Madison Square Garden. That hurt Anthony Joshua's star tremendously to the point where Matchroom took financial hits and DAZN took financial hits because Dum Dum doesn't know how to market, promote, or when he needs to stick in an easy fight. Now, let's talk about Subriel Matias. He signed Subriel Matias. Subriel Matias is a guy who has a lot of hype around him. YouTube channels everywhere are promoting him as the most dangerous fighter in the sport. Got a body on his record. Stopped his last 5 opponents. Now you want to make him fight in Puerto Rico. There's the pressure of Subriel to perform in front of the Puerto Rican fans, right? There's that. He's also a new signing to Matchroom. So he wants to show he's worth the money. He wants to prove himself for the contract. And then, oh, by the way, you throw him in there with one of the best fighters in at 140 for his showcase fight in Puerto Rico. Now he has to beat Liam too. And in his mind, of course, he's getting all the love for the first time. We're not talking about a guy who was hyped up. We're talking about a guy who fought his way to the love after experiencing all the love for the first time. You put him in Puerto Rico and say, now you got to, it's just the wrong thing to do. You should have put him in there with someone in the top 15 who he could have beat, announced himself to the Puerto Rican crowd. He would have gained the respect of Puerto Rico, and then you could have made the Liam fight after. But this is the problem with Eddie. He kills his own stars. He kills his stars. He doesn't know how to promote. You could have built up that fight between Subriel and Liam. You put Subriel headline. You make Liam co-main. Liam knocks out someone. Subriel knocks out someone, right? Now you can put them on a card with each other again. You know why WWE and all these wrestling companies stay in business? They give you the storylines. You could have been building that storyline. So by the time they fought, when Liam Perot beat Subriel, no one's saying Subriel's a hype job. Nobody's saying Subriel's overrated because they know how good Liam is. You could have used Subriel's hype. You could have used Subriel, the ascending star, to build Liam's name as well, to create 2 stars. But Eddie is the dum-dum who throws everyone in the ring at one time and gets them beat. And that's why everyone laughs at him. Look at it. Homecoming fights. Who has it been good for? Trill, you brought up Danny Garcia. Mm-hmm. Katie Taylor. Didn't he get Katie Taylor beat in a homecoming fight, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah.
Anybody get Katie Taylor beat in a homecoming fight? Yeah, he did. Regis Prograis looked like garbage in a homecoming fight. Right? Regis Prograis, he stole a decision in his homecoming fight. Canelo went to Guadalajara.
That wasn't against a live wire.
He looked horrible. He looked horrible against.
He done Chantel Cameron dirty as well by giving her that away fight when she's the undisputed champion. I agree with you, Caden. This is one of the things there that
I think that was more for money, though. That was more Katie.
It's all for money with Eddie. This is my problem. This is why he gets schooled, right? Look at. Everyone wants to act like it's the best fight in the best. It's really not the best fight in the best because Anthony Joshua, as hard as he's been in a long time, he hasn't fought the best. It was just right. You just picked the right opponents at the right time. You picked at the right time.
We talking down on Jermaine Franklin there?
Huh?
We're talking down on Jermaine Franklin. Is that what we're doing?
I didn't mention Jermaine Franklin, but if you want to include Jermaine Franklin, do you think Jermaine Franklin is a world beater? The 989 assassin?
And I, as somebody who loves the red, white, and blue, and my brothers over the pond, and America just as a whole, just as entertainment central for me, you guys are down bad at the minute. You need as many heavyweights as you can possibly get there, Cades. Because Anderson's only 23. Is he still 23? He must have aged, surely.
He's like 24. Who cares? But
happy birthday.
Say this: we're not as down bad as you think, because the guy who you think's number one or number two in British boxing, he got beat by an American. So there's that. And the guy who you may think is number one or number two was dropped 4 times by an American hype job. So again, America's not as down bad as you may think. You haven't even seen our best heavyweights fight your best heavyweights. I would argue Jared Big Baby Anderson's better than Deontay Wilder. We ain't seen him in there with Tyson Fury. I'm not saying he would win, but I'm just saying you're acting as though America's really down bad when America's B team has beaten your best.
Huh?
That's a fact. Think about it, bro. Is Andy Ruiz the best American heavyweight fighter?
No.
So we're claiming him as full American now. Okay, cool. Okay.
No,
Right. That's fair enough. No, that is fair enough. However, we did get the rematch.
He came out
Listen, we did get the rematch. Okay, and we got it back. Maybe not in blood.
You did get the rematch. We won the rematch. And Andy Ruiz came in 30 pounds heavier than he was in the first fight. And remember, the first fight, he was only in shape because he fought like Dimitrenko or something like that a few weeks before. He got that fight on short notice. Otherwise, he would have came in out of shape. And remember, that was the reason why Bob Arum dropped him. But let me talk about America and UK for a second. Your best heavyweight's Lennox Lewis, right? Ever?
Well, are we going back in time, or are we talking about right now?
We're talking facts. Your best heavyweight is Lennox Lewis, right?
Yeah.
That's your best heavyweight ever.
Undisputed. Yeah.
Undisputed, yeah. In 1988, what was Lennox Lewis doing?
Wasn't he fighting for like the Commonwealth?
Yeah.
No, he won a gold medal.
For Canada.
He won a gold medal because he beat Riddick Bowe.
Yeah.
Right? That's what he was doing in 1988.
Yep.
Do you know what Mike Tyson was doing in 1988? Defending the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Because that's how much better Mike Tyson was than Lennox Lewis.
But who whipped whose ass, bro? Who laid who out at the end?
Huh?
Who laid who out at the end?
That's great. That's great. So let me finish. After Mike Tyson went to jail for 3 years, and he came out of jail where he couldn't train, out of shape. It's impossible for you to stay in shape like an athlete. You saw him lost to Holyfield. Then he fought Lennox and he lost to Lennox. But my question to you is, and everyone knows this, when Mike Tyson was knocking out professionals, Mike Tyson, the youngest heavyweight champion in the history of the sport in 1986, at the age of 20, undisputed champion in 1987, while Lennox Lewis was fighting for Olympic gold in 1988. If they would have fought before Mike Tyson went to jail, who do you think wins that fight? Real talk.
Ooh, these are some good facts.
It's a close one.
It's
a close one. Close one. I can't predict. What if we're talking prime for prime? If we're talking prime Lennox versus prime,
tell the story, but tell the story in its entirety, right? Mike would have cooked Lennox if they fought Mike Tyson. If Lennox fought Mike Tyson in his prime, he fought an old Mike Tyson who was locked up. And here's what I would say about American fighters. American fighters give in to vices. They get women, drugs, alcohol, whatever. That's what saves the UK fighters. Because talent for talent, skill for skill, they would get cooked by the American fighters. Even Andy Ruiz showed it with AJ. Andy Ruiz, when he was in shape, mopped Anthony.
You mean with the rabbit punches? And I'm just saying. We all seen the fight, bro.
Team Britain, you know who Ricco was? Remember,
I'm just saying right now, America is nowhere near you. Listen. You had Charles Martin. You had Charles Martin and Wilder. Yes, Wilder's fights with Fury. They were
Charles Martin. Yes,
I actually respect Charles Martin. I really, really respect Charles Martin. He walks the earth like a god.
I walk this
He
way.
Bro, none of us
he
had
fought.
faith in Charles Martin. Listen. Here's what I'll give you. The UK heavyweights have more discipline. They've taken over the sport of boxing. The best for me, although Usyk has come in and taxed everybody up, but to me, the UK boxers, they take the sport more seriously. They're more disciplined. You look at the shape that Dean Dubois comes in the ring compared to Philip Hergovich. You look at the shape that Anthony Joshua's in when he comes into the ring compared to like an Otto Wallin and some of these guys. You got to give them credit. Like, they stay in shape. They do everything. But that's discipline. I'm talking strictly talent. Wilder's a scrub. We all know this. But the one trick pony dropped the generational great from the UK 4 times. He probably damaged Fury ever since fighting Deontay Wilder.
He probably damaged Fury. Are you for real, bro? Let's not. Oh my god! You yourself created. There's a video out there. Go on the Boxing Bros channel right now where somebody, I don't know, not naming names, actually goes in depth into Wilder's resume and questions the so-called right hand.
Ricco, you know how Ricco is. Like I said, he's.
I'm just saying. Right now we are the dominant species. I mean, we have Moses Ituma, Caden. I don't know if you know who that young man is.
Yes,
but I've looked that young man in the eyes, and all I could see was just pure darkness.
One of those,
and he's a lovely young man.
Throwing beer bottles at Marvin Hagler when he won his title.
I would never do that. I would never do that.
So here's the difference, right, Ricco? Here's the difference. You said something. You said American heavyweights are down bad, which prompted me to defend American heavyweights. See, I really couldn't care less.
By pulling back the past, you're like Liverpool.
Ooh. I like Liverpool.
You're like Liverpool supporters. Liverpool supporters before they actually won the title or what have you. The history books. Yeah, Ricco, if we took Lennox at this time, I'm talking about now, my guy. Now, and quite recent. We've seen.
You're missing the points. The point is, I really couldn't care less. I like Lennox Lewis. I like Anthony Joshua. I like all these guys. But what you're doing is you're trying to trash American fighters. You're the one.
I would never do that.
You're the one who made a comment. Everyone's here, right? He's the one who made a comment.
What did I say?
So how about this? Your guy, Lennox Lewis, again, cooked by 2 American fighters. All of them McCall and Hasim Rahman. Not even the best American fighters, just like Andy Ruiz isn't the best American fighter.
Everyone has enough
All
mic.
of them McCall cooked Lennox, and then in the rematch, all of them McCall was on crack. All of them McCall was in the ring crying, and Lennox was punching him and still couldn't knock him out.
Yeah, that
bro,
was strange.
This is what I'm trying to tell you.
So we're acting like that meth just didn't just stay in his body for like a little bit of endurance. I don't understand. Yes, he literally got lucky and he did the American thing to do.
Punch,
like
right?
just absolutely get fucked up.
Listen, Hasim Rahman knocked Lennox out so bad. This is no cap. I try to make a video showing how Hasim Rahman knocked out Lennox, and when I ran it through, it came with a copyright violation. So I went to see what the copyright violation was. It said this video can't be shown in the UK. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking, bro.
No, that's correct.
No, that's right. Allow me to upload.
Yes.
Lennox Lewis getting sparked out by Hasim Rahman.
Have you ever heard the saying? The future is the history is written by the victors. That's exactly what that shit is.
The victors. Speaking of the victors. That's what I wanted to talk about. Speaking of
going back in the rematch, we don't need to go back, mate. I'll be honest with you. Every AJ loss that he's had, I've never watched that fight. I've watched that fight once, and I've never seen it ever again.
About the victors, the victors that we want to talk about is your employee, because Ricco has been here in the United States before, and he's been keeping a secret from you, Trey. He's been to Frisco, California. Ooh. Speaking of victors, because he works for Victor Conte.
Oh, here we go.
That's
where we go. We're in that talk now.
Wait,
is that Team Devin?
Yes.
All right, Caden, wait. Listen.
He is complete.
I asked a simple question.
And
Here's
he's
the thing.
on smack.
No, all right, let me wait 1 second. Let me land.
He's on
Right.
snack today, man.
This whole
He's
Devin
on
and
that
Ryan
snack.
thing is dividing families, okay? Children are being left on the side because of all of this beef, okay?
No.
We need to stop this and come together as a community. Michael in heaven is not looking and wanting us to war like this. True.
No, hold on. I want to hear Ricco explain why he's
Thank you.
Devin. Hold on.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, all right. So basically, I just asked a valid question. The company that Ryan...
Ryan's Mexican American, that's why. There's your answer, bro.
He's American. He's American. You Americans always try their best to just exhaust themselves. Like, what African American? Bro, I don't need to add anything other than the thing that I am. Anyway, so this is all it was, Caden. I simply asked the question. The supplement company that Ryan said that was contaminated with the Osterine, they came out in that thing. Well, obviously Victor put it out there, and they themselves put it out there, what have you. And they said they didn't do that shit. And it wasn't contaminated. So I was asked the question. I was like, so he cheated then? Backlash. Unnecessary. Unprovoked. Unnecessary. I was getting the most passive aggressive.
I want to trade.
He's lying.
Let me put my hand up, man. All I'm going to say is, regardless of whatever, we saw what happened on the night, man. I think even without whatever, I think the same result happens. Stylistically, Garcia, Haney just doesn't work for Haney because Ryan Garcia has that left hook that Tank has been talking about this whole time. And I think as well, we can also say that Haney slightly ducked Matthias because it could have been Haney that beat Matthias rather than him fighting Garcia. So you could say
slightly ducked.
Another guy with a belt, and he tried to cherry Ryan Garcia. And what had happened was the cherry was spoiled. And it swelled his face.
How do you say that Ryan Garcia was a cherry pick?
And this is what Ricco did.
Oh yeah, it was cherry pick.
So he cheated.
This is just so
You don't
unfair.
think that Ryan was a cherry?
I personally can't see Ryan as a cherry, considering that he fought the face of boxing.
But it was first when you
the face of boxing. The face of boxing. Tank, Devontae Tank, Wahid Davis.
Here's the proof of what Ricco said. Why we called him because he said this passive aggressively. So he cheated then. Don't know how I missed this. You know what I'm saying? This is out the blue.
Now,
out the blue.
Let me get at Ricco real quick. You know that when Ryan was fighting Tank, Bill Haney himself called it a sparring match. He said Ryan was food. He said Ryan was easy work. When Ryan was going to fight, what you said?
If he dies, he dies.
Yep. He said he dies, he dies. What did he call Ryan in the buildup? He said Ryan is a C-level fighter. This is what Devin said.
Yes.
Ryan is a C-level fighter. I'm an A-level fighter. I'm going to show everyone. Right? Here's the ultimate sign of disrespect. Ryan wasn't going to make weight, and Devin knew it. Devin was struggling with them glasses and that big old black sweater he was wearing. He was struggling to make weight. He looked at Ryan over there with the weighted vest on, which was psychological warfare, by the way. And he said, "You're not going to make weight." And Ryan said, "Okay, I'm going to make weight. Let's put some money on it." They shook on a bet. Ryan said, "I'll honor the bet."
1.5 million.
Ryan knew the entire time what he was doing, and so did Devin. And you know this. If you know this, Devin had the option of saying, "I want him to lose some weight, or else this fight isn't going to happen." Devin just took the money. Why is that? He thought he was a cherry, bro.
It was done for the fans, in my opinion. He did that for the fans. He did that for us. He wanted that fight to carry on even through all the weirdness and adversity.
Indefinitely. Why are we talking about a fighter who's suspended indefinitely? That's what I want to know.
Who, Ryan?
Why are you backing a cheat, Ricco?
Who, Ryan?
No, Devin.
Huh?
Oh, you didn't know?
How, Sway? No.
You did not hear the news. Oh, this is crazy. Well, in breaking news, if you go down to BoxRec, let's type in Devin Haney, right? We'll type in Devin Haney and we'll go down to BoxRec, because this is what I like to do to Ricco, because I'm a jerk. Suspended by the New York State Athletic Commission indefinitely. Wow. That's your man's. That's your man's.
Wow.
So I don't want to talk about.
I don't know. He could have. Yeah, but if he had serious head injury or whatever, don't they suspend him for 6 months anyway?
No, it suspend you based on the fight. Like if it was.
Oh, so you're saying he got his ass beat so bad they suspended him indefinitely?
Indefinitely.
Indefinitely. He cheated so bad.
Okay, that's cute. That's funny. That's great.
The way he landed that haymaker.
I was setting him up for that the whole time.
Can I take a run at Ricco real quick? All right, so Ricco, answer me this. You trust VADA's testing, right? You trust VADA's testing?
I don't see why not.
Okay, great. So from February through April 3rd, Ryan Garcia tested clean. Are you willing to?
You're supposed to pass. You're not supposed to pass some tests and some that you're supposed to pass all of them.
I only ask you a simple question. Do you confirm? Do you agree? Do you accept those tests as being clean?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, you have to, because you're relying on what VADA's reporting to you, right? So from February through April 3rd, he tested clean. Now, on April 19th and April 20th, he tested positive for trace amounts. Now, here's a fact. If he was actually taking this stuff to enhance his performance, one, it wouldn't have been trace amounts. It would have been a lot more than trace amounts.
But how do you get a trace amount of
because of contamination?
But the company said there's no contamination in the supplements.
But the company, all right. There's no contamination, and how would the company know that? How many labs does that company have that makes their product? Is it only made in one lab, or do they have multiple labs? So
I have no idea.
Does that company stand over every employee bottling up all the supplements to make sure that no one cross-contaminated anything?
I assume so.
There's also something else you got to think about.
Isn't there like approved testers from the WBC or what have you? Can't you just get all of your supplements tested by them and they?
Some people say they do that. Some people say
no. You can't say money, Trey. No, you can't say money because these people are millionaires. Okay, this show is worth a lot of money.
If there was more money in the sport, we would get better resources to do quicker tests.
We're talking about this fight. Oh, I'm not talking about your call. I'm speaking about this genuine fight.
That know how to beat these tests.
All right, so Ricco, because the company comes out and says that their product wasn't contaminated, you're choosing to believe what they say over what the consumer's saying. Like, as I pointed out before, Ryan is supposed to send the bottle he was taking. That's the bottle he's supposed to send because that's the bottle he's arguing was contaminated.
Yeah, but didn't he said that?
No,
he did.
I think they tested the actual product.
Ryan, somebody sent me I'll send it to you guys. The one that he sent back, and I think they said there was an issue with the packaging or something. I don't know. But my thing is this. My thing is this, because this is just an honest rabbit hole, right? No one should be getting popped for anything, realistically speaking.
But did you feel that same way when Alicia Baumgartner popped? Did you feel that same way? Because I feel like he was on Alicia's side. I feel like he was supporting Alicia.
Pull up the receipts, bro. I was one of the only people not mesmerized by that woman's beauty. Okay, I'm gone. And I can say that with full. I can say that.
Don't make me pull your tweets.
Maury, give me the lie detector, Maury. I'm here, bro. Okay, I'm not the father.
He was pissed off at Conor Ben too. He was pissed off at Conor Ben too. Yeah. And then we seen him gazing in his eyes.
So I'm not allowed to take a picture with somebody.
You're
Is
not
this,
allowed
is this
to
what we're
gaze
doing right
in
now?
his eyes, Ricco. You can take a picture. You can't gaze in his eyes, Ricco.
I did not gaze. It was. I don't know how you got it in that moment of me actually staring
Rico
in
got
that
a
place
picture
there.
with Conor Ben.
It's legendary.
His legendary picture.
Shout to Connor. Shout to my guy.
Rico
Because I know
Rico
you
asked
like
Conor
drug
Ben
meat.
for his egg supplier.
You better say no, Diddy, at the end of that, Dr. Umar Caden. Okay, right.
Yeah, we did it. We knocked this
But
out the
I feel like I have a justified argument there, and I feel like I've answered. You know, you guys, especially you, Dr. Umar Caden.
That's one last question for you.
Bro,
if the trace amounts of ostarine that was in Ryan Garcia is proven to give him no athletic advantage in his performance, are you still saying that he cheated?
I'm saying that it is a rule that you are responsible for what is in your body, and if you test and pop, regardless of how that shit got in there, regardless of if it helped or not, you should be suspended and you should have a ban.
We're talking about two different things, though. You do understand that?
I understand.
I'm with strict liability.
Caden. No, but all right. So let me. All right. So in regards to what you're saying of the physical advantage, even if I didn't know about the PEDs or this or whatever, even if that didn't happen and Ryan did that to Devin, I would come on here and say, fair play to him. Absolutely amazing performance. Devin should have, you know, he had his hand down. I don't like, why did he have his hands down when Ryan got that fucking left hand just straight to the chin muscle consistently? And the corner advice from his father was fucking atrocious. And I say all these things, and I've said all these things. I will criticize the fire, absolutely. My issue is with this circus and fuss that comes with somebody who pops. You know, and the manner in which Ryan has been handling all of this, from the build up to the thing and just the behavior, it's weird, you know, and completely unnecessary. And the thing is that Devin, although Devin says a lot of stupid things, right? A lot of stupid things. I'm the first one to criticize. I actually criticize Devin. If you go on my Twitter right now, criticize him for what he's said about Matchroom not bidding on that Mayan fight.
I'll criticize him.
Eddie. Shout out Eddie.
I'll criticize him because Eddie shows support to Devin. So he supports his guys, bro. Like you can call that guy a lot of things, but you can't say that he doesn't support his guys.
He supports his guys, man.
Who supports his guys?
Edward.
No, in terms of promoting, in terms of just giving them a platform, I would say he does, but I agree with you.
Deontay Wilder looked in Eddie Hearn's eyes, like he fell in love with Eddie Hearn.
Yeah,
as Eddie was talking about the bronze bomber, I believe that.
You know how to promote a fight, make a fighter feel good about himself.
That is a promoter right there. You saw what he was doing right there. Bob
Caden, you have no shame. You have no shame whatsoever.
Can I say something about Eddie real quick?
He always born.
He said Eddie rides for his fighters, right? So, what happened to Dillian?
Bad boys for life.
Poor Dillian. Remember, Dillian was a Matchroom fighter. Now, Anthony Joshua.
No, he was never a Matchroom fighter.
Free agent, yeah, he was like a.
He was never one Matchroom.
But he worked with him, but it wasn't
on a free agent basis. Every single fight.
If he was never not, but eventually he became a free agent.
No,
he was never
free agent from the jump.
Never
ever signed with Matchroom. Made it a point that he never signed with Matchroom.
Yeah, he's just got good relationship.
That explains why Eddie did him so dirty then. Because
you're ridiculous.
Eddie did everything in his power. Eddie did everything in his power to get AJ that WBC title and keep it away from Dillian. He offered Deontay Wilder $120 million. $20 million to fight Brazil.
Why is there always an ulterior motive?
Am I lying? Wait. So Dillian did business with Eddie.
Who chose the WBC route? Who chose the Wilder route?
No, but listen, was or was not Dillian the WBC mandatory? He was. And while he was a WBC mandatory, Eddie offered Deontay Wilder a $100 million contract to fight Brazil and to fight AJ twice. He never offered him any money to fight Dillian. Then while Dillian was the WBC mandatory,
yeah, but that was undisputed.
He went to Saudi Arabia to negotiate a fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua.
He's
never
That's undisputed.
Bro.
No, but it's undisputed. Obviously, I wouldn't lie to I would be like, bro. No,
Yo,
do you know what I mean? It's not Eddie's, and furthermore, it's not Eddie's job to enforce mandatories. Right? It's not Eddie's job to enforce mandatories. It's Maurizio Salaman, and he stringed along poor Dillian for a long time. Do you know how many videos I've watched you and Trill speak about this exact situation and laugh my arms off? When he came through, when Trill first introduced poor Dillian, I felt that. That was That was Wakanda for me.
Man, Dillian caught a raw deal working with Eddie. That's all I'm saying.
No, he didn't. He didn't cut a road. Eddie literally took him all the way to the interim belt.
Eddie took him to getting knocked out by Povetkin. Eddie took him to getting dropped by Oscar Rivas. Eddie took him to getting beat up by Joseph Parker.
Hayden, how do you have me out here defending Dillian White like this? I'll fucking never forgive you, you bastard.
It's just one of them ones. No, obviously, big up.
I can't believe I'm fucking
big up. I do respect and like his grit, but I agree with Caden, man. Eddie's not really helped him out on that aspect.
How can you say that?
Oh, he's been mandatory for 4 years. Can you imagine? He's been mandatory for
are you serious?
Trey, whose job is it to enforce a mandatory?
Over 1,000 days, he was mandatory for a belt, bro.
Whose job is it to enforce? No, Caden. Who?
You know what? I know what you're going to say. It's the manager, right? But I'm going to tell you.
No, it's the sanctioning body. The sanctioning body enforces the mandatory.
Look, you and I both know how this game works. It's the promotional companies. The promotional companies align themselves with a network, right?
I didn't ask you about that stuff. Who's supposed to enforce it?
This stuff matters, bro.
Let him build up. Let him land.
This stuff matters. Ricco, you act like this stuff doesn't matter. So, Ricco.
I know it matters.
So you keep saying Mauricio Sulaiman, right? Mauricio Sulaiman doesn't have to enforce the mandatory because he knows that Eddie wants Joshua to get a shot at the WBC. So what he keeps trying to do is push Dillian aside because Eddie's on board with it. But if Eddie wasn't on board with it, then he would have to give Dillian his shot. No one's ever pushed AJ aside. No one would ever push AJ aside. Eddie would make a stink about it. Eddie offered $120 million to try to get AJ a shot at the WBC title. Eddie went to Saudi Arabia, got the money for Fury, Anthony Joshua, but arbitration happened and it stopped that from happening. He never rolled for Dillian like that, bro, because it wasn't in his best interest. And all of you acting like it's not Eddie Hearn's responsibility, it's other people's responsibility. You're acting like you don't understand how this game works. So I'll break it down for you again. You have promotional companies like Top Rank, Matchroom, TNT. They align themselves with networks. Why not TNT? Queensberry. Queensberry aligns themselves with TNT. Matchroom aligns themselves with DAZN. Top Rank with ESPN, right? So here's what they do. The promoters have a stable of fighters. The promotional company makes the fights that they think is in the best interest of the promotional company, and it's aired by the networks. So even if a manager wants to fight someone, it doesn't matter if Eddie Hearn doesn't like it, the fight's not happening. So they really are the manager, the promoter. They are the end-all, be-all. That's why at the end of every fight, you hear someone say, I want to thank God and Al Heyman. Who you want to fight next? I'm going to speak with Al Heyman and see who Al want me to fight. When you talk about Eddie Hearn, they say, oh, well, Subriel, are you going to get a rematch with Liam Perot? I'm going to meet with Eddie. Why you got to meet with Eddie? If it was like that, it should just be a
Ringo. Promoter. He's paid him to do a job.
Perot's manager going to speak with him. Come on, bro. Listen, the Arley Act prevents a manager from being a promoter. So what they do is they circumvent it by acting like, oh, we're strictly the promotional company. but they're the promotional company with the stable of fighters. They align themselves with the networks. So that way it's hard for someone to ever be independent. Look at poor old TC. TC couldn't get a fight until Old Turkey. You understand what I'm saying? Come on, man. You know this. Stop playing with me. All y'all want to act like...
But he was frozen out by the PBC, though.
I get it, Rico. Like, Eddie is a cool weasel. Like, it's all right. Like he's like, we got people like that in the hood. Like, they just cool weasels. And Eddie's just a cool weasel. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, you can hang out with him and stuff, but he's going to come through like if you drink, right? He's going to come through and not have no drink when he come through. Oh, yeah, if we gonna drink all your stuff, or he ain't gonna have no smoke if you smoke, and then he gonna be like, oh, you know, we sell this, right? And he gonna be like, oh, I just stopped smoking yesterday. You know what I'm saying? We got new ones and have faith. You know what I'm saying?
You know how you know Eddie's a weasel? Trill, you know how you know Eddie's a weasel?
I'm done.
I'm gonna show you how Eddie's a weasel. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna do this quickly as I can, right? So Canelo tests positive for clenbuterol. Eddie's against positive, ban Canelo from the sport. Soon as Canelo signs a deal with him, he's wearing Canelo robes and whatever. Oh, he's such a cool guy, that Canelo, right? Then when Big Baby pops dirty to fight Anthony Joshua, oh, he's a
two completely different things. Two completely different things. How can you?
No. You know why? Because when Conor Ben popped positive, oh, now he wants to hear what you got to say. Now you got to give Conor Ben the benefit of the doubt. Fast forward a little bit later, Ryan Garcia pops positive. All I know is he was dirty. Eddie's a weasel. Look at the flip-flops.
And I'm going to stand by Devin no matter what, because I have a relationship with Devin and his family. Devin's like family now. Devin's like family now. Yeah. Now go to the purse bid.
Hold on. Let's keep cooking Eddie for a second. Eddie, this is Eddie in the commercial. Yo, look this up. The game is officially changed. Pay-per-view is dead. It's all about subs now. For $10 a month, you can watch the best
market changed, Caden.
Wait. Lose $1 billion. For $20 a month, you can watch the best fights in the world. Lose more money. For $30, you can watch the best fights. Plus, we're adding pay-per-view. The whole reason the zone was started was to get rid of pay-per-view. Now they're charging people $30 a month, plus an additional 60, 70, whatever, to watch their best fights. Mind you, I brought this up a long time ago about how Eddie was losing money, and eventually he was going to have to change his business model because it wasn't sustainable. A whole bunch of people called me a hater. They said, oh, Caden, you're a hater. You know what I'm saying? Look what ended up happening. Eddie ended up having to adopt pay-per-view, whatever. Just because I call Eddie out, I'm not hating on a man. I'm just not enamored with him.
You just called him a weasel.
I know a snake when I see one.
Okay.
I know a snake when I see one.
What we call him back in the days, bro? We call him an oil salesman.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Slick oil salesman.
I know. Eddie, listen. Bro, Eddie, how many times has Eddie flip-flop right before your eyes? Remember Eddie, when he thought he was going to take over the market, he would disrespect Frank Warren, disrespect Bob Arum, disrespect everyone. Now look at him sitting next to Frank in the 5v5.
No, they're doing parodies together, Caden, and it's cute.
They're doing business together now, innit, man? Like, you know,
they're doing parodies together on airplanes, and I, for one, am all for it.
Personally. They had to spank Eddie. Y'all forgot when they spanked Eddie. This is what I'm talking. We gotta have. You know what? Next week we're gonna have. Hopefully we can get these brothers back on the panel because
we have to, Caden, man. We have to.
Against the weasel, the cool weasel Eddie. You know what I'm saying? And talk about him and his flaws because.
No, we have to have a debate because we're all men of the church here. I'm assuming. And you know, what is a man without his flaws and greatest accomplishments, gentlemen? Okay.
You just gotta admit, you know, he's a cool weasel. We didn't say nothing bad about him. We just like we know who you are. It's not bad. It's like I just gave you examples. You know who people are. You know what I'm saying? So why would you expect if you got a friend that steals all the time? You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna leave him in the house alone around all your stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, Eddie a weasel. You know what I'm saying?
Preach.
Now Kevin knows.
Preach. No, bro. No. This is no.
Ricco, how about this? How about this? No. Yo, bro, Teofimo Lopez.
Are you actually serious? Are you actually serious? Bro, you're going with Teofimo Lopez Sr. Caden, have some decorum, sir.
Real talk. Name me a
fighter. This guy.
Name me a fighter who Eddie has done right by.
Huh?
Don't say my man Kell Brook made him jump up 2 weight.
That was savage.
Explain. Listen, and I can't believe again I'm defending someone like this. You must be impartial, guys. Eddie literally said that was Kell. He presented the opportunity in terms of the amount of money that he would be able to earn. You know, the greatness that he was aiming for greatness. He was aiming for greatness. This is Kell Brook, by the way. Edward is not included in this. Just on Kell's perspective, Kell saw an opportunity and he tried to take it. At the time, I believe that he was the best welterweight when he had beat Sean Porter, and there was just momentum behind it, Caden, and money.
Yeah, a lot of money.
No one could have foreseen that orbital bones were going to get fractured. No one was ever going to see that shit.
I blame Junior for not taking the fight.
We seen it.
I blame
we
Junior.
told him before it even happened. We said it was a bad idea. What is he doing?
How many bad ideas are out there, guys? How many?
He has all of them.
Look at what happened to Kell. Look at what happened to Kell after that. They releasing footage of that man's private life, of that man trying to numb the pain.
How do we? Okay.
That man trying to numb the pain.
Bring it back to Eddie for offering his client an opportunity. I don't understand.
That's not an opportunity, bro. That was an execution, bro. That was an execution. That wasn't an opportunity.
It was an opportunity.
And then to make it up to him, to make it up to him, he brings him back down to 147 and said, "Fight Earl." Fight Earl.
But Kell was showing his quality in that fight. I believe that if he had got through the 11th and another orbital bone wasn't fractured, I believe that the victory could have been ascertained there, lads. And I think you're being really, really unfair. Okay. Because it takes two or however many people situations have happened to say yes to the opportunity, Caden. And you know, as a lawyer, you know what I'm saying.
You know guilt, right? You know guilt, right? You know what guilt is, right? So
I'm familiar.
Guilt. So now here's guilt. Kell Brook gets the opportunity to fight Terrence Crawford.
Oh my God, I feel guilty.
And Eddie goes, all money ain't good money. I don't know what it is.
Understand his point of view, gentlemen. Kell had already seen his best days were far past him, and he's going to fight Crawford pound for pound during COVID. I don't even think he was getting sparring during COVID.
Didn't even go with him to that fight as well, bro.
He was drinking sweat. Dominic Ingle was okay. Gross, by the way.
Next week's episode is called Ricco and Eddie versus everybody.
I will Kanye in this situation. I believe that I can provide actual that's a great idea, Trill. I'm actually really looking forward to it. Caden, please, guys, we welcome you back to the show next week. I've definitely got some heat. I'm not gonna lie, and so do you guys. Okay, amazing.
We went past. This is how you know we was rocking.
Overtime.
We went past that. We went overtime. You know what I'm saying? And production didn't shut us down, so you already know we was cooking. Oh, you know everybody timing in right now. They see bro in here. Yeah. You know I had to drag baby bro up in here. You know what I'm saying? Across the way, and my man Trey. Yeah, I was like, nah, I said for the first one when we bring guests on, we gotta have the real ones. We gotta have the real ones.
We had to preview a little spanking of our good brother Caden over here. I will provide as a provider spankings for everybody.
It was too hot for Ricco. Ricco started sweating and everything.
I ate every meal, every morsel, and I proceeded to make my food as well. Okay.
Ricco's
But-
my man.
No, this is mad. No, big up.
No
Honestly.
corny stuff going on. The next time is going to be even bigger and liver. The discussion is going to be even crazier. Shout out to my brother Caden, the half of the Boxing Bros, for tapping in. And shout out to my man Trey. Trey hold it down. If y'all don't know what Trey does, Trey wears many hats. And he holds it down. He makes sure we're all taken care of behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Trey. And he came on the show, even though he didn't want to come on the show. Bro didn't eat all day. He didn't eat all day. He was trying to get the food in, and we was like,
I didn't even finish my food.
got it, the wings and fries.
You're trying to make weight.
You know what I'm saying?
Still ain't even finished my food, but no,
You
just for
already
you
know.
guys, man. I just felt that because Caden's coming on, the energy's great. I just thought, yep, had to
You
come
already
on.
know.
Pick up,
And
man.
shout out to my co-host, Ricco, holding it down always. You know me, I'm the commissioner, a.k.a. Trill Dollar Bill. You know what I'm saying? Just wanted to thank everybody. And yo, Ricco, before we get out of here, you know, tell us about our sponsors, because you see Trey got that D-Rock clothing on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Thank you so much. Obviously, again, Caden, again, Trill, Caden, heroes of mine for a long time. People know the whole story and everything. So this has been a very, very special episode for me, 1,000,000%. And yeah, I would just like to thank our sponsors, D-Rock Clothing. Obviously, you can see Treyway wearing it throughout the show. Please go check it out. Worn by the likes of Johnny Nelson, Team Parker, Jams Boxing as well, who's actually coming through the boxing social media street. So really happy about that.
God, that's my guy.
Yeah, where we hear that Trill at, man?
Oh, you already know. You can hear I'm dropping a song on Friday, a new song on Friday, but you can catch me on YouTube, Ray Trilogy. You already know what it is. And you can check me on Twitter. I'll be throwing some stuff on there. You already know what it is, man. You know how we rocking. We going crazy.
Also, please, guys, check out all the other shows that we have for you. We have obviously Trey and BNG with the Roundup. We have Stay Weighed In with Ray and Nabas. On our hour with myself and Raw on a Thursday. Wednesdays again with the Boxing Roundup. Saturdays we have boxing watch-alongs and also Neutrals Hard Talk with a varied a variety of guests, should we say?
Shout out to my man Neutral Corner. We gonna lock in with him. We gonna lock in with him.
Absolute legend.
But again, I do want to say a very special thank you to the Boxing Bros and just to give love to G again. You know, he would absolutely love this, man. So just want to say rest in peace to the good brother, man. Seriously, incredible dude and incredible gentleman, all of you. Bless everybody. And yeah, Trey, take us out.
You already.
No, big up.